Hey guys, Ponce here on the PBE, here to talk to you guys about a giant list of AD carry balance changes. I'm not really sure what's going on here, but there's a lot of balance changes in this PBE patch cycle. I'm not sure if it's because, like, I don't know, there were basically no balance changes on the patch, or the last patch with Kled, or if Riot's scrambling to change a bunch of stuff because of the worlds or whatever that is. I don't actually even know when those are, so I don't know. But anyway, for those of you who want to follow along, I'll give you guys like 5 seconds to open the description below. All the changes that I'm talking about, I have like typed out, and I have then copy pasted actually into the description down there, so you can follow that along down below in there. Because there's a lot of these, I realize, so I might not be able to memorize them all just from me saying them. But let's start off with Ashe, who we're using here, some basic changes. Ashe is just straight up nerfs. This one is expected. Riot actually, I think, said a couple weeks ago that they would be nerfing Ashe. So, yeah, anyway, Ranger's focus, the Q, duration has been lowered from 5 seconds down to 4 seconds. So that's that thing there where it's 5 rounds, wrap, that thing. That doesn't last as long. Next, we have Enchanted Crystal Arrow, the ult. That has had its damage lowered. Used to be, or rather currently is on live 250, 425, 600. That's gone down to 200, as you can see right there on the screen. And then next rank it's 400, but at max rank it's still 600, so just a lower level nerf. Next we have Draven, so we're going alphabetically here. Draven, not too much has changed, but you know, some minor changes there nonetheless. His ult, Whirling Death, that has had its mana cost lowered to 100 from 120, so received some buffs. Another very small buff he's also received is the cooldown on the ult has also been lowered from 110, 190 at those ranks, and that's been gone down to 190 and 80, so 10 mana shaved off at every single rank. Next, Ezreal has received some buffs, which is kind of interesting. His passive, Rising Spell Force, the scaling has been added to it, so it used to be like a flat 10% every time he would land a any of his spells on something. I believe it's stacked up, what, like 5 times, something like that. Now that's gone to, at levels 1, 6, 11, and 16, that goes up to 10 attack speed per rank, or per stack, 12, 14, and a max of 16. So that's pretty significant. I find it interesting that they're actually buffing Ezreal like that. Next, we have Jhin. His passive, again, passive has been changed. It's kind of wonky, so look closely at sort of the wording, and I'll do my best to explain it, but look closely at the wording in the description below. But
my humanity cannot be overwritten.
Thanks, Ashe. So anyway, yeah, the bonus movement speed from crits has been lowered from 10% every time you crit down to 3. So the basic thing when you crit has been lowered, but the bonus movement speed from attack speed, bonus attack speed has been increased. So it used to be 10% attack speed equals 4%, and that's gone from 10% attack speed equals 6% movement speed. So kind of wonky there. Again, maybe I may even phrase it confusedly because it's really weird. But those of you who play Jhin should know what this is about. Like, I get it. It's a bit difficult to explain. And I mean, if you don't play Jhin, it doesn't really matter so much. But anyway, that's how that works there. Next is more Jhin stuff. Deadly Flourish. The AD ratio has been lowered to 50% from 70%. And the minion/monster damage from the Deadly Flourish to W, that's actually been increased. So it's gone from 65% to 75%. Lastly, his Curtain Call, the ult, that thing where he just like channels and then it releases that big thing with the hitbox. It doesn't actually match where the damage gets dealt. But anyway, that no longer gets refunded, the cooldown, if you cancel it early. So, yeah, that's not an option. Next, we have Jinx Super Mega Death Rocket, the ult. The minimum bonus AD has increased from 10% to 15%. So that's if you land at point blank range, you know, someone standing in front of you, shoot the rocket, explodes immediately. The minimum damage used to be 10% of your bonus damage. That's gone up to 15. And the maximum, this is actually rather significant, the max bonus AD has increased from 100% to 150% if you landed at very long range. I forget what the exact distance is, but I think it's roughly from here to like here-ish or something. That's considered max range, more or less, something along those lines. I can't remember exactly, but yeah, 100 to 150, that's pretty big. I mean, yeah, the 10 to 15, that's whatever, but the idea behind this ult has always been to land it at long ranges. It's not supposed to be like this short range execute. That's why Riot nerfed it a while ago. But I guess maybe they decided the nerf was too much or something. Anyway, next we're moving on to Sivir. This is the last change. If I recall correctly, this is also another thing Riot said they were going to nerf, or maybe that was Jhin. In any case, it doesn't really matter. She's been nerfed. The Ricochet W damage has been lowered to 60, 65, 70, 75, 85%. Or rather, it was, it used to be 60 to 80%. That's been lowered to 50, 55, 60, 65, and 70%. So basically, yeah, it looks like 10% damage at each rank. It's just down on PvE right now compared to live. And lastly, also her ult, that's been nerfed. So the bonus attack speed during, while Ricochet is active and bouncing around, that's been lowered to 40. Or no, when Ricochet is active, that's been lowered from 40, 60, 80 down to 30, 45, 60. So pretty hefty nerfs there on the ult as well. So yeah, there you have it. I mean, I don't want to comment too much on this because I don't play AD carries. I don't like AD carries, but yeah, a whole slew of changes there. In terms of the very specifics, you AD carries probably a lot more interested in what's going on there. I don't really have too much to say aside from the fact that I don't know what it is, and I don't want to go into this rant too much because it feels like it should be its own video topic, but AD carries in general just have, or I suppose bottom lane in general, just felt super wonky this season. I don't know what it is. It seems like the imbalance has always been down there. And that seems to happen periodically with very specific seasons, and I don't know what it is. And I think I'll go maybe, think about this for a while, or maybe you guys have some opinions on what's going on there, and I can kind of, consider these factors. But yeah, I remember season 2 was super wonky with AD carries. Like there was always a massive disparity between which side would win and which side would lose, like right off the bat almost. Season 6 has felt like that again. I can't remember if there were any other seasons in between. Just off the top of my head, yeah, season 6 and season 2 really, really stand out. Where just sort of the game has essentially been dictated by not so much which AD carry wins, but which one gets like the shit kicked out of it really hard. And then becomes useless and super feeds the other guy. But anyway, again, like I said, maybe I'll make a video on that topic. Maybe I won't if I can come up with something. But yeah, those are the changes. Again, in the description below if you're interested. Also in the description is, of course, my live stream, which I'm off to do now. We'll go play some Kled on the live server. But anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys. Yeah, bye.